Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let me go ahead and give a brief little review. In the last part, we had a number of events happening. Now, Deku, as Batman, he faced off against Bane, and he managed to take him down. He resorted to using gadgets because knowing taking on a man hopped up on Venom is a very bad idea. A man Deku's size, taking Venom, would be able to smash through concrete walls, break bones with ease. His physique and his muscle tissue and density would improve significantly. He would quite literally be juicing a juiced up Batman. That, on paper, sounds good. A man Bane's size, someone who's 400, maybe 450 in muscle, and not even 6'6" but taller? Yeah. A man like that hopped up on Venom, he could toss a truck. And Deku, he wanted to stop himself from being heavily injured, resorting to gadgets and tactics to try and take down Bane, trying to work over his legs to weaken him, immobilizing one, and even going for the tubes of venom. He was able to win, holding Cobblepot to their bargain. Right now, Gotham is his town, and if he does discover he's diverted from their bargain, he will be back. Bane was the strongest man he had working for him, and Batman managed to beat him. Not only that, but he wasn't working alone. And that does mean a significant amount of things. Right now, Batman is also working with Batgirl, someone who, while wearing his symbol, does not represent the same crusade he has put himself on. She holds herself to a different standard, and while he would like to raise her to his, he's not sure he can really do that just yet. Now, he has started working with the police and the pro heroes, the ones left in Gotham who are now classified by all definition of the law as vigilantes. They were not happy to see Batman, and while they are willing to work with him because he has the rich boy as someone who is helping Gotham, the police are reluctant. But right now, they need all the help they can get. They're cut off from the mainland and surrounded by all sides by enemies, and a number of villains who some people don't want to mess with. Other people, they're not exactly too sure. Now, with that, Batman, he brought Batgirl back to Arkham Asylum, where she can go over data and possibly even get some warm food, some water, and, if she may need to, a chance to get some proper rest in. This place is safe. This place is his hideout for now. And Deku, he locked himself in a room to get some sleep, thinking about what to do. Take a chance and try and synthesize his own version of Venom. That can give him a massive tactical advantage. But side effects, things that might happen. Aggression is always something Venom may have, but there's a chance he can lower it. With his own willpower, with his own mind, he can be in control. That's a chance he is willing to take. But at the same time, he would need to make himself aware of those risks. Gotham needs Batman. And that is where tonight. It's been 3 days. They have tried to make sure to clear up the area around the police department and the precinct. They need to claim their territory. And while Batman has been spreading, he does want to start taking over more significant areas, more significant places. And we do have right now. Batman does stand on a building, and he does have his cape bellowing around him. As some people, they do get to turn and stare at him. Others, they do get to watch on in silence. Batman does look out over the destroyed city. He can see fires. He can see potential enemies on all sides. And right now, he is trying to just think it through about what exactly they can do. Him stepping to the right and going to dodge the arm that does should have come down on his shoulder. Monoma going to stagger forwards and go to express. Now, don't be like that. They're all just trying to work together. You really shouldn't try to do that. I know how your quirk works. You can't copy mine. So you do admit to having a quirk. Do you hear that, guys? I think I got him. No. Your quirk requires skin contact. I'm wearing a massive suit. Kevlar, leather, and rubber. You can't touch me. My cape is bulletproof. And my boots, well, waterproof. So I'd have to touch your face. You would. But if you ever got that close, I would break your arm. I highly doubt you could. That's enough. You sure? I'm sure. Listen, we need to work with him. Kirishima, he does go to express. That's pretty true. I mean, besides, the dude just badass just standing there like that. Mina going to agree. Her with an arm wrapped around Kirishima. And Deku does get a turn to the couple. He's looked into them and gotten access to their files. Pro heroes, a couple. And, surprisingly, in Gotham. Then again, he's looked at the files on everybody. Mirako, a hero he not only does respect, but she's commendable, incorruptible. All she's looking for is a good brawl. He can understand that. He can almost sympathize. He's highly trained, but he's never gone all out. He doesn't want to break this code he set for himself. Pulling punches is weird. But in this world, it's required. He can't just become a villain. He needs to be a hero, or at least a vigilante. Something people can aspire to, look at. Then again, the flashy nature of a pro isn't something he does aspire to have, doesn't aspire to be. Hello? Anyone home? I'm thinking. Sure seems like it. Are those even his actual eyes? Don't worry about it. Now, if we're all here, him turning to the first team. Mirako, Bakugo, Ibara, and Kirishima. Turning to the other four pros. Tetsu, Monoma, Dorota, and Mina. All of them do get to stare at Batman. And he does begin to express. Right now, pulling something from his belt. This is a signal flare. He'll light it after he does send the signal outside the city. Once that does happen, the airdrop should come in within 3 hours. And there is a beacon. Right now, this is their beacon. He's done the math, and he's also run the numbers with a few people on Mr. Midoriya's end. They should have it dropped down within the block. Bullets first. That way they can arm the cops with their rounds. Afterwards, they will drop food and pallets of water. Though, him turning to Commissioner Gordon, expressing, right now he needs to arm civilians. What? You can't be serious. You have to. This is Gotham. Anyone who can have anything to do with their quirk, get them ready. Get them alerted. Anyone who can do anything with a weapon needs to be ready. If they want to fight, give them some claws. Hell yeah. I like this guy. Him going to turn and going to express, she can come out now. And right now, Batgirl, just gonna step out from around a corner. All of them surprised to see her come out from behind a shadow, emerging like she was a part of the darkness. And they are all quite alarmed. Monoma himself does should have mentally catalog what Batman's quirk might be. It's a big debate. I mean, he's going on a full-on enhancement quirk. The guy, he's wearing a shit ton of armor, but he's gotta be a beefed up dude. And there's the fact that he just called out that chick who none of them heard. And, well, he's a fighter. It just makes sense. And that is something he does at a slide into the mental cards he does have. Still trying to go over all of it. Now, he does go to light the torch, informing Commissioner Gordon that he needs to get on it now. They won't have a lot of time. Once people realize supplies are coming to Gotham, they are going to flock to them. And he does get a nod. Him going to move downstairs and begin to alert everybody. And Deku, he does go to bring the device up in his hand and go to send the signal. Right now, them starting the waiting game. And Batman, he does turn his attention back into Gotham, trying to go over what they need to do. All the people out there, all of the reports he's been hearing during his search. Some people have gone missing. They're not sure if hungry civilians have resorted to cannibalism. It is an unfortunate development, if so. Or if Black Mask, he's extorting them. Then again, there could also be the gangs. The demons are one that do control quite a bit of territory. Then again, there's also the Fangs over on the other side. Them and the demons are going at it quite a bit. But there's also the Joker. The Joker is someone who he needs to track down. He needs to find him. Before Gotham went to hell, he was already on the lookout for him. He just needs to be sure that it's not the same guy. There's no way it could be. And that is currently his goal. Once he can clean up Gotham, get things sorted, figure it all out. And there is where a commotion, it does sort of get kicked up. The police barricades, they have armed civilians. Whatever ammunition they can find, even at the bottom of a fucking shoebox, at the bottom of an ammunition locker, hell, they were using magnets from top to bottom in the locker rooms, just in case someone had a stray round in their pocket that fell out after they went to the damn gym, and some slippery asshole kicked it under a locker. They searched the precinct top to bottom. Nothing. All that's left of ammunition in the block right now is inside a gun. And Izuku, he doesn't like those things. He can understand the use of them. A tool in the right hand can protect someone. A tool in the wrong hand can kill them. And that's something he does need to look into. He's still searching for that damn gun. And right now, he does go to hear it kick off. Mirako, she does gonna leap into the action, followed by Bakugo blasting off with his explosions. And Batman, he does walk over to the other side and try to think. Some people are beginning to attack the precinct. They must have already heard the plane beginning to fly overhead, and a flare at the precinct. It is a pretty good indicator of where these things might be dropping. And there is where Deku, he does get to spot a number of people. Him going to leap down and expressing to Batwoman to cover him. Her making way over and going to pull out a crossbow that she does have on her belt. Right now, her unhooking it and getting ready. And she does aim down and fire a dart. It whizzing past Batman as he does go to fly down and kick someone directly in the stomach. Him bringing a fist up and going to slam it across their face before he does a turn, evading a bat strike that someone does try to aim at him. It being caught on his bracers, spikes, as he does that tear down and go to turn his hand. Right now, him slamming it out towards them for grabbing the bat and swinging it at the third thug, smashing them inside the leg before turning, smashing them in the stomach, and then going to reach out, grabbing a handful of their hair and ripping forward. Right now, pulling them overhead and slamming them towards the ground. And many people do go to watch the scene. Batman, he does stand there, turning and looking around. And there is where someone with sparks flying from their hands does go to step forwards, expressing, they just want the supplies. Just hand them over. That's all they want. Do you even know what they're dropping? Does it matter? Him taking a batarang directly to the thigh. And when he does go to fall onto one knee, Batman does come stepping forwards, slamming it down with his foot and bringing his hand up, grabbing him with the throat and smashing him directly against the side of the building. And that, yikes. Some people do get to see. As Batwoman, she does gonna come down. Right now, her covering Batman as they do try to push back what they can. Not a lot of people with powerful abilities are coming their way. I mean, hell. The strongest guy they do get to see, he can shoot spikes from his shoulders. And he just took a crossbow in the space of the joint between his armor. Him having a spike stuck in his shoulder not come out. Presumably that arrow struck the bone. And, well, he does look highly uncomfortable. As he does a turn, some people, they do start talking about what to do. And Batman does a turn where some people do get wrapped up in vines and held overhead. Him turning his head, as Ibara, she does bring her hands up and bow. Him nodding his head towards her as a symbol of thanks, since they've got the area mostly covered. And they do get to see parachutes overhead. After a couple more minutes, they do get to land. Him making his way over and going to pull off a case of ammunition after he does a slice through the wrapping that does contain it. And he does go to turn. Cops running over as well as civilians. And he does gonna hand this off to them, informing them to get it back to the precinct. Many nodding and eagerly going to do so. And the pros, they do go to aid him. Food does begin to fall from the sky. And the police, they do feel more confident about their positions. Their shotguns have proper ammunition. Sandbags might pack a hell of a punch, but I mean, shit. If they really gotta do some harder stuff, they do have the metal sandbags. Now, a number of people, they are happy. Food is being passed out. Actually being passed out. The police, they aren't afraid to send some of their own guys out on patrol with weapons. And this time, they're not just for show. They're not just some decoration that will hang there. That, if you do take that chance, you might get lucky. That, you might be able to take that away from them or use it against them. Sadly, it's empty. Now you're in a situation where you either gotta run or fight, or hope the other guy doesn't have a knife. That'd be worse. Now, if you try to take them on, you're gonna get hurt. Not killed, but you're not gonna have fun. And that's good. Right now, the police, they do go to enjoy this. And starving families, they do get food. And Batman, he does go to stand there watching people getting the supplies. And a small smile does play across his face. Before people, they do go to come walking up, and he does go to straighten his face back out and turn. What is it? Were you smiling? No. You were. You totally were. I saw it. I don't smile. Yeah. I don't even want to think about what that would mean. Anyways, where's your sidekick? Deku stepping to the right and dodging Monoma again. This time he does go to wrap a hand directly around his wrist, throwing his left hand out and going to bend his arm backwards. Monoma following with his spine to make sure Deku doesn't dislocate or break his arm. And he does hold Monoma as he does go down, expressing, is he going to stop that? They aren't friends. Letting go of him. Fine, fine. Ow. I thought you'd like to know that your assistant's gone. She isn't my assistant. Then your sidekick. I don't have sidekicks. Yeah, whatever. I'd be careful. She might be going after Black Mask. Why him? I don't know. I'm gonna shrug. He runs a pretty big operation. He might have bullets. He might have ammo. Who knows? All I know is that there is a lot happening. Him reaching down and pulling out a phone. Going to call her. And she does get a pickup. Where are you? I'm out. Why? I thought you were still here. They started passing out food. And I'm not hungry. If I need to, I'll take some time later. But not now. Now, I'm trying to figure something out. Figure what out? It's odd. There's reports about something happening over by City Hall. Joker's territory? No. Close, but no. People are going missing. And, well, I've heard about some bodies coming up. A lot of people have. They're talking about potentially cannibals or some sort of psychos carving people up. I see. That's unfortunate. Yeah, but here's the weird thing. What parts of their bodies are taken, they're replaced with, and you're not going to believe me on this, animal parts. Animal parts. Some guy was killed. His right arm was taken, and it was that of a pig. Another guy was hurt and, well, a swan. You get it. Some guy had his nose ripped off, and let me guess, a pig snout. Something like that. I'm trying to track down this psycho. You do that. For right now, I'll try and get eyes on the Joker. Figure things out there. I've heard City Hall's a bit of a madhouse. Was that before or after? I don't know. Her gonna hang up on him. And he does get a turn. Everyone gonna try and stop him talking about it. Does he need backup? Him going to turn and express. Going to hold out another phone. If he does need backup, then turning to Gordon. Right now, him tossing it across past the heroes. And Mirko just should have reached out to grab the phone. All their eyes were tracking it. Her grabbing it, and they're going to turn to see Batman. Going to say something as he's gone. How did he do that? Damn it. We just got to try and keep their eyes on him. Though, his suit, it's dark. And that is the main thing. He does get to grapple away. I love saying that. And right now, he does go to move from rooftop to rooftop, heading towards City Hall. Taking back City Hall would be a very good thing. It would show exactly the plan he does have. City Hall is very close by. And if they can do that, then things could be easier. They could be simpler. But they also might be a lot more troublesome. Afterwards, where do they spread out from there? Do they try and take back this island? Do they try to take back Blackgate? That is another question. Another hard one. Maybe if they take back the island, they can convince pros to come in, to help them out, to figure this out. He does have a lot of sleepless nights ahead of him. And that is the major thing. Him hearing screaming and turning, seeing smoke rising in the distance. And that it does go to make him click his tongue and move that way. And when he does go to arrive, he does go to find thugs. Right now, they're burning down a house. And it's spreading to the nearby apartment complex. He does a stare on. People, they are cowering. And they aren't happy. A woman does go to hold what looks to be a piece of wood, swinging out towards the people coming closer to her. Another woman and two men. And he does go to move in. Right now, there is where someone does move towards the woman. Her smacking them with a piece of wood and going to knock them away. The person slamming to the ground as someone else is at charge. Them brandishing a weapon as something does fly through the air and wrap around their arm. Deku going to pull in the grapple and go to retract as the grappling hook does pull taut and he does it pull hard. Right now, her arm dislocating as everyone is going to turn their attention when Batman does come flying into the situation. And he does it a land. One of the thugs does a turn, him carrying a Molotov and going to stiffen, before throwing it out screaming, "It's Batman!" And this is where Deku does to bring up the cape. Right now, the glass breaking and spraying across him, as he does to catch flames. The thugs, they do try to turn, but Deku does a rush forwards, throwing the cape out to his left, and allowing it to receive the fire. Flame retardant, and well coated. Though, that does gonna make him angry. Him stepping forwards and bringing his hand up, turning and smashing the man directly across the face, into the nose. And he does go to smash him in the ribs, uppercutting him, and then going to turn. And the other people, they do go to stare at him. And one man does hold a knife to the woman's neck, expressing, "Don't come any closer. You don't want to do that." The flames still burning off of Batman's clothes. The building's on fire, directly behind him. It's unstable. The apartment complex, it's already unstable too. This area was not heavily affected by the quake. It's still got its own shock. The place might come down. Then again, those odds get too narrow. 50-50. Not a coin toss he'd be willing to take. And he does go express to the thug, bring his hand down to his cloak. They can make a deal. A trade? What do you have that I might possibly want? Him going to pull out a candy bar. And the man, his eyes, they go wide following it, before a battering does a flying forwards, crashing him directly into the eye. And the woman, she did go to throw her hands out and go to try and pull the man's hand away. Deku saw that, and he reacted. Right now, her going to throw herself forwards to the ground as the man, he does recoil backwards. And he does a turn to the woman, who she did get a turn and bolt. Right now, him going to move forwards and go to knock out the thug. And when he does it to do so, he does stand there in the dark, going to turn and go to ask, "Is she alright?" And the woman, she does look afraid. Right now, holding on to her daughter, brandishing the knife the man dropped. And she does aim it out towards Batman. Though she does it visibly calm when he does it a step back and away. "You are him." "Yes." "Thank you." "Gotham Police Department. They have food, ammunition, and clean water." "That way." "They won't take in refugees. They have food. They're getting drops, courtesy of the rich boy." "What?" "I don't know. I just know that he's dropping in food." They're stable?" Her perking up. Stability, that's way different. That is not just today, not just tomorrow, but stuff that they can do. What would she have to trade for it? And she does look skeptical. Him informing her she doesn't have to trade. The world outside Gotham still exists. And she does take her daughter to GCPD with her. Though Batman, he does go to sadly inform them that the candy bar in his belt, it wasn't real. And the girl, she does look disappointed. And he does turn back, making his way back towards City Hall, moving through the streets, and just going over it again and again in his mind. What the Joker might be doing, how he might be handling everything. Standing on a building and going to activate infrared in his cowl. And he does a look down. Movement. Along with a number of other things. And he does a turn, seeing a guillotine, as well as a lot of people dressed up as clowns. And some, they do to wear smiles, painted smiles. Others, they do look wary, they do look concerned. Though the clowns with guns, he's not so sure he can be fooled by. That's different. Until one of them does raise the gun in the air and go to fire. And that is where Joker, he does gonna roll in on a bike. Him going to throw it to the side when he does a stop. It collapses to the ground as the horn does go to rattle. And he does it express. Now everybody, this is the perfect time. Fact is, this society, it didn't work out. So, they've got their own little laws, their own little rules. Come on now, Brucey. What happens when a thief gets involved in things? When they reach their hand in the cookie jar and they find that mousetrap? I don't know. They get hurt. That's what happens. Though you just have to smile. Can you do that for me, Brucey? Can you smile? Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm doing it right now. See, I would believe you. But that's not a happy smile. I want happy. Can you do that, Bruce? Can you be happy? The man trying to grin a little wider. And the Joker does have his smile drop, raising the revolver under his chin and blasting. Him going to have his brains fly across the ground. And he does a turn to the others, expressing. Now, see, that one wasn't fun. Practice, you see. Practice. He does want to see them smile. Can you smile for me? And Deku, he's seen enough. It is the Joker. The same guy he thought it was. He's pretending to be the mayor. Gotham hasn't completely collapsed. Then again, that's different. The Joker's people have ammunition. Okay, he's got to figure this out then. How can he establish that? Interesting. Him turning to see a massive light on top of the building. And that could be a good way to show off who he is. That this city does belong to the Bat. That the Bat is here to help. And he does grapple up to the building. Right now the Joker, he does continue his own little monologue. Before you do have Batman, who does go to raise his hand up and go to light a flare. And people, they do go to turn, some seeing the bright light, others don't. And they do go to stare up, seeing the dark night, holding a flare in hand and raising it above his head. And the Joker, he does a turn, looking up and smiling. Batman! He's finally here. Oh, how he's been waiting for him to come back. He didn't leave him after all. And here he thought he was going to be alone. On that, Deku, he does stare at the Joker, trying to find out how to handle him, how to deal with this level of crazy. He's not so sure. He's got his attention now, but what can he do? All his people may have guns. All these people might be crazy. And that you can't exactly count on. Sanity, humanity, and logic. Those things work well together. But the others, the antithesis to those, they're messy, they're sloppy, they're hard to understand. Hell, they might not be even able to figure out how to even communicate. And that is proven when the Joker does order his men to fire! And they all do to take aim, beginning to fire on the Batman as he does a leap into the air. Him using his cowl to glide forwards as he does go to drop grenades. Right now, smoke grenades going off and covering the area in smoke. And the Joker, he does a turn, rapidly beginning to fire his revolver and talking about it. Where is he? Where did he go? Before Batman, he does go to come out. Right now, him going to throw a fist at the Joker, who does going to take a step back, throwing his hand out and going to use an electronic buzzer to smash into the side of Batman. And Deku, he does feel a lot of power run directly through his hand and into his arm. Him stepping backwards and recoiling as a massive strongman, he does go to come up. Him trying to bum rush and steamroll him. Right now, him going to grab Deku by an arm as Deku does a turn. Him smashing down into his gut and that not being effective. Before he does go to throw a foot down, smashing and into the guy's foot. And the man doesn't respond. Okay, lovely. Well, this is gonna suck. Pulling a batarang and stabbing it into the man's gut. And this time he does it to react, roaring out in pain and squeezing down hard. Deku not happy as he does a turn. Him pulling the batarang out and stabbing, slashing across the guy's wrist. Him going to stop and let go of his hand. And the Joker does it a fire. Him turning to bring up the cowl to block him. And he does go to drop more grenades and make his way directly towards the stage. Right now, him trying to free the captured people the Joker does have. And trying to think. Right now, this isn't good. His phone buzzing. Perfect. More shit to handle. More shit to deal with. Right now, he can't deal with that. Okay, this better be important. Him going to press a button on his cowl. Kinda busy at the moment. Talk. I need help. This is crazy. This guy's insane. I can't do this. Where are you? I'm. Take a breath. Catch your mind. Right now, take a look around. Where was the last thing you remember? Him running up and throwing a fist directly into the wooden restraints these people are being held by. And the man, he does it to break free. Him turning to try and move. And Deku does it to move down. Him going to smash the lock this time. Hitting it hard as he can. The lock coming free as the person they do to immediately jump up, trying to get away. And the third person, Deku, he does go to grab the lock, beginning to pull hard as it does to give. Right now, it breaking when he does it to pull again and going to rip the top of this thing off. Them stepping backwards where a hole is split directly in their chest. It going to bloom as the Joker does in a fire. Talking about it. He's not supposed to save people, that's boring. You're supposed to fight me. And Deku does turn annoyed. And thinking about how to confront the Joker. his men are actually armed. How do they have rounds? Black Mask? Maybe. But that's not good. And he does a stare at the Joker's goons before he does go to pull a grenade and go to toss it out. And the Joker, he is annoyed, firing at Batman, who does take the rounds to the chest, his body armor absorbing the lethal strikes. And the Joker, he is hit by gas. Right now, him staggering backwards in a way as people, they do mean to fall over, collapsing and dropping. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. Him smashing to the ground. And Deku, he doesn't make his way over. Not happy about this. He can't tie all these people up. He can't deal with the Joker just now. Damn it. Okay. Him turning and beginning to run back to Gotham, pressing a button on his belt to alert his vehicle. And a bike, it does come rolling up nearby Deku. Him going to throw a leg over and begin to try and talk her through what's happening, what's going on. And he does go to arrive at her location. It's already been abandoned, but he does step in. He does find her on the ground, right now hiding in the shadows, curled up in a ball, shaking, sobbing, quiet. And he does get a turn. There is that smell. It's sweet. It's sickly. It's rotten. It's human. And then there's that other smell. It's off. Maybe not quite human. And he does walk in. Right now, finding some meat rotting on a cutting board. And looking around. It looks like a party was all set up here. It looks like a number of things were happening. The room is old, decrepit. And he does go to turn. This place is a butcher's shop. And, well, he sees blood all around. On the ground, on the floors, on the counters. And unnerving amount of blood. His face straight. And he does go to open the door and be hit by that smell. That overpowering smell. And Batman, he does go to take a step backwards. Before, he does go to bring his hand up covering his mouth and taking a step in. And that was a bad idea. Right now, he does go to watch everything flick into madness. The moment the lights, they come on. This room, no, this butchery, it's horrible. Human parts, along with animal, hanging side by side, some sewn together, some not. And there's one thing Deku does get to see hanging that does make him feel sick. He does feel bile rise in his throat. A body. An actual body. With a pig head sewn onto its face. Both are rotting. And, well, he can tell the periods of decay. They're exact. Close, if not exact. And that it does make Batman quickly walk out of that room and barf. Right now, him trying to get that smell and taste out of his mouth. He sees rot. This place, it's horrifying, but it matches the description of what she said. A serial killer. There's a serial killer in Gotham. They're snatching people up. And, well, they're presumably giving out meat to the hungry, to the needy, to the poor. And what they're handing out is up for debate. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.